quick catch up for everyone who is unfamiliar. We are the Empire of Hispania. Last week we finally managed to end the struggle as well. That's why we are Empress Violetta, the Conquistador. The problem is our husband, or our then husband, who was Byzantine Emperor, died too young. Too young because we had yet to disinherit or kill off our idiot son Alan. He isn't actually that much of an idiot, but he's an Alan, so by definition he's an idiot. This means that Alan has inherited the Byzantine Empire. And the problem is our own daughter, good daughter, died. Now we do have kind of other daughters now, so we do have options. But our main goal was obviously originally to get our granddaughter, the Infanta Maria here, to be our heir. Problem is she cannot be our heir as long as Alan is alive. So we have kind of two choices here, because obviously we're trying to push on and form Rome. We need the Byzantine Empire. If we want the Byzantine Empire this generation, we need Alan to die, Maria to inherit his kingdom, which means we also need Pio here to die, but we can murder Pio, that's fine. And we therefore need to have Maria as our heir. Our backup plan, if that doesn't work, or if we get the death warning, is we do now have at least a couple of daughters. So we have Alania here, who is not terrible. Not ideal, but also not terrible. And we do have Aldara here, who is also not ideal, but not terrible. We also have Romine, our son, who is off doing sun things. He is chaste and being all sunnish. Did we remove him from the inheritance? I assume we have already disinherited him. If not, he needs disinheriting. Yes, I think we have. Yes, we have, that's fine. And yes, Alan did manage to last week. If you missed last week, it is up on YouTube. There was a point where Alan had managed to get us into 6 wars at the same time, which was less than ideal. In terms of other bits, can we vassalize? I don't think we can. They're still too far off. Mostly because we're not rightful liege. Because I assume someone still has Kingdom of Croatia who isn't me. Well, technically he's their rightful liege. That's part of the problem. I'm sure he'll conquer them in time. I mean, really, it should allow that, because I'm the liege of his rightful liege, but whatever. Now, the important thing is we have ended the struggle. To do that, we did have to go Galician. We would quite like to not stay Galician. But the issue is we can't convert back from Galician until we inherit, and then we can do it. But we'll get there. Other side plots and quests.
Good morning.
The Corot, thank you for your subscription. It's gratefully received. The side plots, we do really need to get hold of King Lurku's kingdom here, which actually might be doable again now. He's got 2 daughters. Do we have a son who's a king? Did we give one of our sons a kingdom? Because if so, his wife might be about to die. No, he's a duke. He's a duke. Old left back, thank you very much for the follow. Can't you move back to the historical capital? I can indeed move back to the historical capital. If I make one of the other kingdoms my primary title, I will be able to move back to the historic capital. The issue with moving back to the historical capital is it's not going to solve anything for us, because we've already culture flipped once, which means we can't culture flip again. So we could move the capital back to Burgos if we made Castile our capital again. The main reason we haven't is ultimately if things go to plan, then the Byzantine Empire and Constantinople will be our actual capital. Although didn't actually we decide in the end that the better capital for us is actually Cordoba? Cordoba's rocking a development of 43, which can't be that far off. Byzantium's rocking 57. So there, you know, we're getting there. What was our start year and circumstance? We started in the later start, so the 1066, with the Iberian DLC start, basically. And we started as a single county Jimena, the female Jimena, down round here somewhere, and we have gone on without starting any wars to rule the whole of Hispania. A lot of murder. Right, so, plots and plots and plots. We are on lifestyle, learning lifestyle. The main reason we're doing that is because we could really do with pushing out our iron constitution, because we'd quite like to, well, again, this sort of comes down to how successful we are at killing Alan. In terms of educating kids, we have Alania and we have Maria, so we have the person we want to inherit as. Yeah, it's been good fun. I mean, the thing with setting rules like this is they're a really useful way of learning game mechanics. So I would argue that I probably know more about how inheritance works in this game than any other streamer. Mostly because you've got to work out how you can do things like inherit Muslim kingdoms that are male only into your Catholic female-ruled kingdom. So, squad goals. So I might put this as a poll to chat. So we have a choice. We can either desperately try and kill off everyone Alan has ever loved, which might stress him to death, or we can let Alan be and focus instead on marrying one of his sons eventually to our daughter. In which case, the next generation inherits the Byzantine Empire. So let's stick up a 5-minute poll. There you go, you have a new poll up. Decide the fate of Alan. So I will leave it in your hands, chat, to decide whether we do. I mean, ultimately we're going to have to prepare for the fact that Alan might not die anyway, even if we go with the murderous activity against Alan, but we'll see. In the meantime, I'm going to just do some building improvements, as we have a ton of fucking gold here. So let's get some building upgrades going on. While you are making your votes. Oh, it's worth remembering, by the way, for those new to this stream, that our sister is the daughter of Genghis Khan from our mother. And there is a side ambition to see if we can in some way get her on the Mongol throne. I mean, the other option is we push to have her line inherit. Right, we're going to get rid of that eventually, so I'm not going to bother upgrading that. Can upgrade stuff here, so let's... Can we go to 4? No, because of culture. This is the other reason we need to get back to our proper culture. Because we'd unlocked a ton more stuff for it. I think we were keeping Sicily, weren't we? Because Sicily's decent. Give me some more farms and fields. There we go, it's about 5k of... On a random note, some of the city buildings increase holding dev rate. Yes, they do. Guild houses, I think it is. Guild houses are very nice. And actually, we should be looking to make sure that they have guilds. So you can see development growth plus 25%. They are filthy good. And development growth plus 30%. But can we upgrade that? We can. Let's upgrade that again. How's Toledo looking? You can't upgrade because culturally you can't. Okay, I think that's good. Right, is there anything else we need to do while we're setting up? So we do have a Duchess in prison. We are going to keep her in prison. We do have some titles that can be created. See, this is the other thing. I'd like to get rid of that penalty, but that penalty will go when we become Basque. Oh yeah, we did rename France to Fralin, because we did actually manage to get an Alan briefly on the Kingdom of France. So, you know, if you're French, be aware you are actually now a Fralin. There is some faith conversion we can do. Oh, there's some Waldensians hanging around. Yeah, let's get rid of the Waldensianism. Now, we do have a papacy problem, and we're still not 100% sure how we're going to deal with the papacy. We need... Where is it? We need that title. Working out how we get that title is complex and tricky, and I'm not convinced we can do it. So we might actually have to just get to a point where we can get our vassals to declare war on the Pope. Which is problematic, because that means we need to create an incredibly strong vassal. And we'll need to flip to another religion. On that note, if we're going to try and get back to being the ancient Roman religion, we do at some point need to get hold of England. Which isn't impossible. I mean, the other option, if we don't kill off the Alan and we go with our daughter, is we essentially marry her to Prince John. Papal war exemption. I mean, maybe. I think it's more likely we time out on this, but we'll see. But I mean, I just like the challenge of trying to work out how we can possibly get that out from under the Pope without fighting a war against the Pope. Or at least weakening the Pope sufficiently. Like, that's a de jure part of the Kingdom of Sicily that we hold. Like, what intrigues me is we don't get the option to tell the Pope to give it back to us. Because we should have another diplomatic thing here that kind of pops up when we've got one of our titles that's in someone else's territory that says persuade them to give de jure territory back. So I'm intrigued as to whether that's because there's an exception for the papacy, or whether there's something else I'm not aware of which is preventing us from having that option. It intrigues me that we don't have the option to de jure drift that back onto our realm. Is there anyone who has claims on the other territory? Well, claims aren't going to help us. The thing is, actually, like, this guy theoretically is part of Tuscany. Like, we should have reasons to try and get de jure titles off of the Pope, and I can't work out why we can't. Ah, no, I'm looking at the wrong place, aren't I? It is indeed a steward thing. Okay. Pope. Convince him to give me some titles back, please. Let's see what we can get out of him. The dismantle of papacy requires us to hold Rome. Let's see what titles we can get out of the Pope, because the more titles we can get out of the Pope, the better off we are. Right. So we've worked on the Pope. What was our poll result? View results. You are a murderous bunch, aren't you? We're killing everyone that Alan loves. Righto. What a lovely bunch you are on a Sunday. Right, so of everyone that Alan loves, we want to keep Maria alive. His wife is about to pop out another sprog. First things first, let's kill Pio. I believe we can kill 2 people at once. The thing is, I don't want to kill a Stefania, because she's actually really good. Do you have any friends? You don't have any friends. It just feels like such a waste to kill Estefania. I mean, she's 6 months preggo. Oh, Alan's got friends. We can murder all his friends. Would you like to come to my court so I can murder you? Hello. Welcome to my court. We are twice schemed, so we can do 2 schemes at once. Good morning, bringing the revolution. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, the Byzantine Emperor will prefer born into the purple, but no one is born into the purple. Because his wife was cheating on him. And I think that means that none of her kids get marked as born into the purple. Because that's why the Maria isn't born into the purple and Estefania isn't born into the purple, I think. Which is mildly annoying because part of the reason for doing this was to get born into the purple on people. I set a bunch of people to just get ransomed off as well before we started. Anyway, I hope everyone's weekends are going well. We will have another set of streams next week, but do remember that it's PDXCon the week after that, so I will be at PDXCon. Is there some way we can manufacture a claim for someone else? If we can set the Mongols on Rome, that is the kind of thing, as if we could get someone else to take Rome, we'd be fine. Don't think we need to go to a feast. Well done on learning our language. Elizana79, thank you for following us. You are either almost the same age as me, or you are quite old, and have to change your stream name a lot. Oh, god damn it, Alan, just for 5 minutes. Can you just not? Fucking hell, Alan. I'm half tempted to just not help him fight this one. Because we could just see if Alan can get himself killed in the middle of a war. Because ultimately what happens is he'll lose the title of Epirus. Let's see if Alan can get himself murdered in war, because Alan will be commanding, because he's got good marshal. We do need an Alan emote. What should an Alan emote look like? Because I'll get Levi to do one. Taharas will of course be joining me at PDXCon, which should be fun. A group of French peddlers purport to have brought Afghan objects said to have come from the faraway court of the great ruler, King Esfendiar of Mesopotamia. You want my Jimena scale armor? Fuck off, that's good. Get out. Like that, but a king instead of a bear. Not a bad idea. Yeah, you can give me some money. Thank you for your gifts. Alan, have you managed to get yourself killed in battle yet? He is commanding somewhere. This is going to be the one war Alan wins without our help, isn't it? Just because he's an arsehole. I know he's got a prowess of 33, which is really fucking annoying because it means I can't challenge him. Try and stress him out that way. There's one thing Infante Pio in particular cannot resist. It's his favourite treat. His next sweet snack will be 1 part fig pie and 1 part potent poison, forgotten by my agent in front of the child. Bon bon appetit! Infante Pio is dead. He swallowed the bait, sesame cake and all. In no time at all, he was clutching at his throat, wheezing for air before collapsing into a small heap on the ground, never to get up again. All bakers in the area were questioned, but no trace of foul play could be found. I had to do this. I had to do this. Can we do any interesting stuff? Let's call a hunt. I feel like we are notifiers. Submit to the Great Khan. Move! I'm trained in medicine. Zawina will attend a local celebration in Briganza, and I happen to know that she's a bit of a wine aficionado. I could lure her into the cellar of my castle for an exclusive tasting, and then make sure that she never walks out again. This will be too easy. Zawina is dead, walled up, and soon to be forgotten. May she rest in peace. Right. Oh dear, how sad. I don't think I can become a vassal of the Khan. I think you have to have less than an empire title. Because that would have actually been another way of doing it, is become vassal of the Khan, and then the Khan would probably go after the Pope if I had the titles that I could then claim. So yeah, it's a good idea, Lycopolis, but I don't think we can submit when we're an emperor. Right, Alan. We need to kill more people you love. Sancha's nice. She's a pretty genius. In which case we can kill one of his daughters. Let's kill Estefania. Does he love his wife? How can we tell whether he loves his wife? This is the problem, that he's got so many good bonuses. I mean, Alan will have got stress. That's his son. I'm not so seducing him helps us. Oh no, that will tell us if he loves his wife. He loves his wife. Rip Alan's wife. Good morning, Wizards 845. Rip Alan's wife. Yeah, stress from chess would do it. Is that a diplomacy one? I think that's a diplomacy one, isn't it? We need Iron Constitution, basically. Because our other option is to just try and massively outlive him. But that's going to be tough, because he's 26 and ridiculously good, well, healthy. Elena has been harboring a secret affection for Francis for some time. When she finally confessed to her feelings. She is... Is she our potential heir, really? Probably not. Apparently she's betrothed to our vassal. Righto. Was that one of the ones we did to stop a war happening? I think it was, in which case she can get whatever she gets, because she's not going to inherit, not with that stewardship. You stay chaste, it's fine. Liberty faction, really? Bring it. Duke Juglabai here could do with losing some titles. Right, he has got forced petition, that'll help. I just don't think we're going to pull off killing Alan. He's just annoyingly healthy. Like, unless Lay imprison him and kill him. Oh, it's Duke Juglabai. I'm not giving him any territory. I will pay him some gold, though. Have some gold. Yeah, he didn't have any children. See, look, his primary heir is her. You can meet Alania. Just need him dead. Give me other ways we can kill him, chap. Duke Herethios is preparing a special trip for young Estefania. The child trusts you will be brought on an enjoyable day in the forest. Unfortunately, get lost and be impossible to find. Oh dear, how sad. Estefania is dead, and they say that children are the future. We do need to watch our own stress gain here. Let's host an exotic feast. Who else needs murdering? King of Croatia likes me a bit more, that's not a bad thing. I mean, if we're keeping her alive, let's kill the rest of your friends. Interesting. You are slightly harder to murder. Can we get some help on that? Join in with the murdering? My husband did a good thing. My agents have prepared for weeks. The cook has been bribed to look the other way. The poison has been acquired. And the duck! The duck was gifted to Empress Aldrabaito.
Good morning, Garius. Would you by any chance have a book recommendation on Japanese feudal history?
Japanese feudal history, you say? If someone cashes in a hook, then I probably will do. I have to go to the other room to get it, because I'm reading it at the moment, but I do. Duck! Murder duck! Yeah, next time someone cashes... Thank you very much for the sub, but yes, if someone cashes in a hook for a book recommendation, I will show you the book I mean. Right, he's got 95. We will just buy that Strone. Thank you very much. Yeah, just give a few lessons to my steward. Rope Trick, thank you for giving a sub to Locopolis. So, I genuinely think we're going to struggle to kill Alan off here. He is annoyingly healthy. But we will kill everyone he loves. Who the fuck are you betraying? Alan, dude, seriously. Alan, I'm actually going to do you a favour here. You are not having ugly children, Alan. You are not putting ugly children into my family line. How very fucking dare you. She'll be honoured by such a gift. Alan trying to have ugly babies just to spite me. He's decided to give me more taxes. I'm not in that fussed about that. Pio died of asphyxiation during a violent coughing attack. Righto. Right, we need a new spy master. That's annoying. I don't really want to make you my spy master. Congrats, Osorio, you're my spy master. Can you see my casualty list, please? You can. Current casualties are... We're doing alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... 7, 8, 9. Only 9. That's quite low for us, actually. But yes, coughing attack. That's a one way to go. Right. Buildings, buildings, buildings. Let's continue to upgrade stuff we're keeping. Oh, I just had to mute, so I did a giant sneeze. I did not die from it, which is good. I always forget we're keeping hold of Gibraltar just so we've got the Diplo range on it. You can marry her. Oh. There is a low but non-zero chance of causing a stroke from heavy coughing. Wow, yeah. God damn it! Can we get anyone else in on that? Nope. Right, let's cancel that one. We need more people on this one. So our council on support schemes, that would help. And we need to murder some more of Alan's friends and or family. You, sir. I would like you to die. I also would like you to consider converting to Catholicism before I kill you. Which hopefully did not reduce our chance of killing him. Schemes are easier when you have fuck you money. Well, yes. It's why we focus our efforts on building strong duchies. The sooner you actually get good earning duchies, the easier it is to do things. Are you trying to seduce me, sir? Meanwhile, educating kiddies. We now have a spare spot. We will educate our daughter, as it's not impossible she inherits. She is not getting a Diplo thing. You can go intrigue. Don't need to do it. We've already got the staff. Let's mend some artifacts. God forbid that Queen Katarina's a massive rod falls apart. Right, that gives us Iron Constitution. I think... Do we push for Whole of Body? I think we probably do, because outliving Alan is our other option. He's a fucking confider as well. He's just an overwhelmingly annoying. Alright, we're going to try and kill the ugly kid with sweets. Good stuff, dead ugly kid. Alan. Can you marry someone who isn't ugly? You marry your own daughter. I don't want someone infertile, because if someone's infertile, they're, I want him to have more babies we can kill. Just pick a new wife, Alan. How stressed is Alan? Is he in any way stressed? We need to kill more of Alan's friends. Blind Button Masher, first time we visit the stream and you're asking if you can marry your own daughter. Yeah, welcome to CK3. This is our son, Alan. Alan is annoyingly healthy and we want him dead because we want his daughter to inherit both our kingdom of Hispania and his kingdom of Byzantine Empire, because we've said we won't play as boys. We're doing a female-only run, which is a problem for us because Alan is our primary heir. But if we can kill Alan, his daughter will inherit, and then she will inherit both our titles. So basically we're trying to murder every single person Alan has ever loved to stress him to death. Yeah, it is a very Crusader Kings thing to say. Stress should be on the left of portrait. Yeah, I'm not seeing it though. He's on stress level 2. The problem is, as you can see, and that Alan is annoyingly healthy. He is both has a hearty diet, strong blood, thanks to us, and is stubborn. Alan's humours are well balanced. If we can get up to stress 3, we might be able to give him a heart attack. Which we can do. He's got a few more friends we can murder. So if we carry on murdering his friends... So there's 2 more friends. Well, another friend dies in about 6 months if we get this right. We will have random sex with that dude. Because we're too old to have kids anyway. And we're going to give him syphilis, which is always fun. Who are you? And... Oh, hello. Oh, you're my son. Yes, I forgot about you. You want an alliance? Yeah, sure, fine. Why you now control Crimea? Can you not? Jobbery! You're doing well. I kill my unwanted sons by sending him to the war at the head of 10 men. Yes, that would work if he wasn't already the Byzantine Empire. Otherwise we would have just chucked him in prison by now and killed him that way. But the problem is, because he is his own independent ruler, we can neither plot to kill him, nor can we tell him to do things, because Alan has ridiculous visions that he is somehow an independent ruler and not subject to us. Which is a pain in the arse. No, we cannot abduct him either, because he is our kid and we are not sadistic. And they have fixed that little quirk of stuff you could do. So we can neither murder him nor abduct him, because we're not allowed to use any hostile schemes. This Alan is going to Alan us by just staying alive, and that is fundamentally annoying. Right, we might need to deal with this Liberty faction. Who's in this Liberty faction that we really need to deal with? See, he has an annoyingly amount of troops, and he's picked up a fair few titles, and I don't like that he's picked up a bunch of titles. Duke Carlos has got a son. Not a lot of troops. Duke Chill is not chilling. What does that sit under? We just give someone a Kingdom of Aragon. That'll get a bunch of people off our back. You don't really need it. Oh, hang on. Is that our way of getting Sardinia and Corsica? He only has daughters. If we kidnapped Princess Georgia here, and start of the game, what's the best way to start? Build your duchy or go to war if you already have the troops for it? I would say it depends. Your goal is really, if you're starting at kind of duchy level, to control your duchy. So you want to get like a good sort of 2-3 provinces you control, and then get your troops in place. And you kind of want 2 duchies as your real target, because then you kind of optimize one for cash and you optimize the other one for troops. So it's sort of circumstantial. My answer really depends on, do you control all the counties within your duchy already? Because controlling all of those within your primary one is your key focus. But yeah, check out that CK3 guide that Rope Tricks just popped in. Because if you're new to the game, I play that guide as a Pyrrhus, so down here. Because actually it's quite a good one to start. I think it's better than the tutorial the game gives you, because you can very quickly form a kingdom and you start in a reasonable way. So you can play along with that, and there's a video in that, even if you're not playing along with it, which talks about how to manage your duchies and the kind of decisions you make early on, which is relatively useful. So we have a question over this faction, whether we let them kick off or not. I mean, we are due a swift kicking of a bunch of vassals, so maybe we actually just let them fire, because it would allow us to redistribute his titles. It would potentially allow us to do something useful as well. I think the problem is that's Andalusia, and we're never going to give Andalusia away. That is Castile. We're not going to give Castile away. That is Navarra. We could set up a King of Navarra and marry them to his heir, and that would get us Sardinia and Corsica. Advertisement, yeah, indeed. But yeah, honestly, BBM, I would absolutely highly recommend cold brew bottle and then just fruit teas. The other thing it's done is it's stopped me drinking as many soft drinks, because I just stick the bottle in the fridge, you leave it for 4 or 5 hours, that's brewed, you then decant it into another container and you put another batch on. And it just means you've got a cold drink there that is healthy for you. I pretty much lived off of it in the recent heat waves. Right, we can take a dynasty legacy. Family connections probably is probably somewhat worrying to us. I think we were pushing for faith creation reformation cost, weren't we? We could really do with getting on the Norse track. If We're going to have to create a lot of faith. Depends on whether they've still got the overflow bug in the game. Let's go treasured knowledge. I do wonder if they've fixed that overflow bug. I kind of hope they do fix that overflow bug on forming religions. Because I was well up for actually doing this properly, reviving a dead religion properly. Right. Because it's Duke fucking Dubuglass here who's the one who's going to kick off this big rebellion. I think we let that rebellion fire. I think it's going to give us some titles back that we can do stuff with to get us Sardinia and Corsica. As long as Rhodey, our steward, isn't going to rebel. Because actually we could do with giving Rhodey some territory. He's decent. Our amazing dwarf. In 10 months he's going to get the Pope to give us a title as well. Yeah, Apostate plus Stonehenge. Yeah, well, exactly. I think if we can get hold of Stonehenge, we're laughing. That's the other thing, is we do kind of need to get hold of this. The main issue you have with England is the inheritance on it. Because I suspect it's still on... Yeah, it's still on Saxon elective, which is a pain in the arse. My agents have acquired a discreet powder which leaves no trace when dissolved in drink. The servants responsible for refilling and handling Duke Donato's cup have been bribed to look the other way, and all that remains is my approval to smuggle the poison into his next refreshing drink of tea. A toast to Duke Donato's health. Duke Donato is dead, killed by a deep draught of spiced wine. Oh, how sad, chat. How sad. How sad. My agent slipped the poison into his goblet and watched it dissolve without a trace. Only when his throat swelled shut did he realise something was wrong. But by then it was far too late. Fortunately, my agent slipped out well before the effects of the poison revealed that something was afoot. Cheers, Duke Donato. Right. So, Alan is still only at stress 2. Another murder there. Alan's got a couple of friends left. I guess this comes down to whether we want to start working on our Sardinia and Corsica plan. She's 8. We kind of want Princess Georgia in our court sooner rather than later if we're going to pull that off. Why does this teabag have 8 legs? Oh yeah, quite. I reckon let's try and abduct on her. We're a 2-kitty household today, by the way. Napoleon is asleep upstairs on the bed, and Not My Cat from next door is currently asleep on the chair downstairs because his owners have gone out. So he has begrudgingly decided that he will tolerate Napoleon's existence if it means he has access to somewhere to snooze inside. The Southern County in Sardinia and Corsica is really nice income and debt building. It does indeed. It is really, really nice. It is Cagliari. And Cagliari has the Argentiera mine, which is tax plus 5 and dev growth plus 15%. We might do a Sardinia and Corsica run. I'm trying to remember what runs we've got written down as interesting runs to do, but I do think Sardinia and Corsica in some way might be what we do next. We just need to work out what type of Sardinia and Corsica run we do. Snooze and Dreamies, it's a fair compromise. Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a cold war that runs between them. So, Not My Cat will, at any given opportunity, if he thinks he can get away with it, try and chase Napoleon. But he also knows he's not allowed to do it if he wants in any way to retain access to our house. So, there's always a kind of like... You'll walk into the room sometimes and he'll have walked in through the patio door and you'll see him kind of starting to stalk towards Napoleon. And then he'll kind of just do the, oh no, I wasn't doing that. I was just going to go over here and sit on this chair in a completely innocent manner. But, you know, hopefully over time he eventually stops being the spoilt little rich cat that he is. And accepts that he can still have access to the house and the chair, and he can even sleep on the spare room duvet if he wants. He just needs to accept that not the entire world does not revolve around him. Which is tricky for a cat. Alan, can you get yourself killed in battle, please? It would be really useful to me. Thing is, Napoleon's quite happy to accept it, but that's because Napoleon's an ex-feral, and Napoleon knows there's more to life than demanding everything revolves around yourself. Right, 5 months until this Liberty faction fires. Just leave me in peace, Mayor Rebecca. Yeah. Try not to drown. Right, where is this rebellion going to fire? Because we should start thinking about raising some troops. I mean, he's going to lead it, and he's the Duke of Seville. So it's going to fire around about... Oh, he's going to have troops... Oh, I fucking hate Seville because of that bridge. We'll raise in Cordoba and we'll have to loop round. He'll probably try and run for the sea. Not much we can do about it. Actually, maybe we want to raise... Let's raise in Algeciras. And then we'll send a bunch. Right, can we get anyone else in on that kidnap? We can. So... let's ping you three over to Cordoba. Let's ping you two up to there. Key thing is just stopping him from making a dash for other territory. That's... yeah, Duke gained some stress, that's fine. Now I'm pretty certain that's still technically my territory. The issue we've got here is people losing supply. Fire, you little fuckers. Alan? Swear to fucking God, Alan. Fucking Alan, man. Right, are you going to fire or am I going to have to split the troops up again? Pope, give me gold. The time has come, my agents are in place. One of them will pay the assassin the very night the deed will happen. Another will ensure the wall is unguarded. A third will leave a subtle trail of candles to Duke Alvar's bedchamber. Everything is in place. It seems to have been difficult to get to Duke Alvar by himself, but once the assassin finally did, he was not long for this world. RIP. Right, Alan. Fucking Alan. God damn it, Alan. What are you doing over here, Alan? Like, I honestly don't give a shit at this point if the Empire falls apart a bit, as long as you get murdered. Because his daughter's in our court. She's our ward. So Alan getting murdered or Byzantium being sieged down is not actually a problem for us. Oh, the Empire will still be there. We will get hold of the Empire, and we can always get the titles back in again. The only one we really need to fight is if someone tries to take the Empire off of him. He's still fine. He's lost his extra bonuses. He's still only stress level 2. He is married to a proper person again, though. Roxandra, can you have some babies so I can murder them, please? Do I really want to kill the King of Aquitaine? Probably. I'm pretty certain we did. Oh, she's on a visit. Pretty certain she's on a visit. She's our ward. Does Alan have forced partition? He's got a Byzantine inheritance, which is slightly customized. Friends. Nothing personal, dude, but, you know. You are mates with my son. And we have issues with my son. Sucks to be you. Right, if these rebels don't fire soon, I'm going to have to split these troops up. I like that they came over to maybe think about invading and then just saw all of my troops standing over here and were like, nope. Right, you will be in supply if you go there. You will be in supply if you stay there. You will be in supply if you stay there. You will be in supply if you move there. You will be in supply if you move there. Boat full of Sir Robins, yep. It seems that the efforts of my steward in the county of Tivoli finally paid off. The local people have been persuaded by Roddy's silver tongue and swayed by the prestige of my court. Faced with the discontent of the whole county, Pope Clemens has chosen the path of less resistance and released Tivoli. The county now belongs to its de jure liege, myself. Good stuff. Ooh, is Tivoli one of the ones we need? It is. Oh, if we can get another one. We can pull this off. Then we can usurp. This might be the way we do it, you know. It's because we control the Kingdom of Romana. I don't think we can get Rome because Rome is directly controlled by the Pope. So it's basically we can get de jure titles that aren't directly controlled by him. Although technically it is part of Romana. I wonder if the game will allow you to usurp Rome. As in, like, whether you can get the title of Rome. Because it is technically part of the Archbishopric. I don't think so, because it relies on de jure drift. But I'm pretty certain we can get both of them. Keep up the fucking good work, dude. It will work on Rome. We can just tell the Pope to give us Rome. we can just rock up to the Pope and go, Pope, it's a really nice city you've got there. Can you give me my city, please? This opens up worlds of interesting things we can do in future runs. Because all we need to get is the Kingdom of Romana. And you can do so many cool things. That is fucking wonderful. Right. See, and you all were sitting there going, no, no, you're going to have to fight a war. Going to have to fight a war. I mean, well, this is it. I wonder whether he gets an option to refuse. And I wonder if the AI is more likely to refuse if it's a title they directly control rather than a vassal. But we'll find out. We will find out. Essentially, it's a good experiment, if nothing else. And if it doesn't work, we go for Viterbo, because he doesn't directly control Viterbo. So, right. Guys, can you fucking fire, please? Aldara says she's satisfied. I think that is probably the least terrible of those, and it is going to give us... It gives her a learning boost. I kind of really wanted to get a stewardship boost. We don't want her to be trusting. Trusting is like the worst thing. She has to be content. I mean, money-wise, I can do this for a while. Just more annoying than anything else. We're only doing him a favour. It takes away the stress so His Holiness can focus on more spiritual matters. Exactly. You can keep the little Vatican City bit. I just want Rome itself. Oh, this tea is very, very nice. The ginger kind of thing is just kind of slowly grows on you. We don't need to do that. So basically over time you just get this kind of little growing warmth. It's lovely. I like the sound of this plan. Are you going to do the plan? No? Beulah? Haven't we had this before where the fucking scheme bugs out? Can anyone remember how we dealt with the scheme bugging out before? There was a way we managed to deal with it. Oh, I think we had to initiate another scheme that forced it to cancel. I think that was how we dealt with it. You are not doing anything with my mail of yoink. Thank you very much. We want to give that to someone at some point. Just repair that, please. I don't want to get in a hook. It must be getting crowded in our cellar by this point. King Belasco is dead, walled up and soon to be forgotten. He followed me willingly, drunk on merriment and wine, into the cellar. After many glasses of fine wine, he fell readily asleep and didn't even stir as I brought out a trowel and methodically bricked up the exit. Right, Alan, how you doing? Stress level 3, but still feeling fine. What's annoying is he's not picked up any fucking traits. I was hoping he'd at least pick up some negatives here. At this point you've almost done your apprentice bricklayership. Yeah, we do have a kind of guaranteed contract at Wix. Androgates is injured. kind of don't necessarily want to kill her off. How come she's not born in the purple? Oh no, she's not of his that wife, is she? His only friend left is the guy that managed to avoid us. Can send him any syphilitic concubines? No. Maybe we should try and marry him to someone with syphilis. Should we kill his wife and try and marry him to someone with syphilis? The only Iberian Empress with MVQ level 2 in bricklaying. Yep. We have completed our apprenticeship. How else can we stress him out? We're not going to beat him in a fight. I know how we do it. I know how we do it. We've been doing this wrong. We need to end our alliance with him. Can we end our alliance with him? We declare war on him, capture him and execute him. Because all we need is him in prison. Oh, we can't declare war, motherfuckers! God damn it, chat. How do we get Alan to declare war on us? He won't because he's Alan. He's never going to have the troop numbers to declare on us. And we're an empress, so we can't do the vassalage trick we did with France. We can't abduct him, Jagalia, because it's the same rules as murder. You can't scheme, you can't hostile scheme against your own kids unless you're sadistic. You go to his wife's page. Go to his wife's page. If we can get him allied to someone else. No, because they won't declare on us. Yeah, get him to declare on someone else and ally with them. That would call us into the war, but then we might not capture him. He will not declare war on us. He's got 4,000 troops. We've got 74,000 troops. He's it doesn't matter how Alan he is not declaring war on us. I mean, to be fair, it's a very relevant phrase to CK3. He is never going to declare war on us. If he declares war on someone else, then maybe we ally them and get called in, and that might give us a chance to capture him in battle. He's not our subject, so we can't get him into anything. If he was our subject, we wouldn't have any problems here. We could just imprison him. We're just kind of hoping they kill him in battle. But they won't. He'll live forever just because it's the most Alan thing he can do is just to live forever. So he will. Just to spite us. Just to massively spite us, he is going to live forever. Yeah, he's sitting at stress level 3. Like, we've stressed him the hell out. We've pushed him to stress level 3. I feel like we should guardian his other daughter. Not Nunilla. Oh, we haven't got space, have we? Nunilla's alright, she's a genius. Terrible traits, though. We've got someone who's got better traits. Callus would be useful. Cassio. Hello. Ambitious. Just not the end of the world, honest. It could be worse, but actually... he's Tengri. But he's also Basque, and we want to go back to Basque. Get back to Basque. Cassio, we should probably give you a job. Do we want to be Tengri? Don't think we need to. He's Temujeni's offspring. Yeah, he's Temujeni's kid, isn't he? Oh, I feel like we should give him some territory. He is getting territory out of our... Do we want him to convert, don't we? Because we don't want him running around with Tengri. I don't think we control Aquitaine. King Bartholomew does. Fucking rebel, you bastards! If these guys rebel, we can stick him a title and we can make him King of Aragon, and then we can marry him to our failed fucking kidnap plot here. You know what it might be? I think we're just going to have to... That's bugged out and it's not going to fire. Luckily he's got another daughter. So if we flip that to murder instead... And then... I think we just need to decide to randomly murder someone. There we go, which then means we can cancel that. And we can try and kidnap her. I feel like we should be nice to Temujeni's kids. On that note, can we give him a job so that he doesn't fuck off? We could do with a court tutor. Yeah, there you go. He'll be a great court tutor. Perfect. Maybe there are too many troops near Seville. Yeah, the problem is we move them away, they're just gonna... Just to annoy us. Fucking rebel! We lost an agent. Still running at full strength. You can help in that one. Alan? Because that would break our alliance. But he's not going to declare on us. Mongolian tutors is very Conan. Yeah, just a bit. You can declare on someone else we can ally with. Yeah. Problem is we don't want him to get stomped, curb stomped by the Mongols. Because if the Mongols get that title, we're screwed. And for it's only our alliance that's stopping the Mongols from taking Byzantium. We can't see the factions he's got against him, can we? If the Mongols take it, we can redirect a crusade to it. No, we cannot. You cannot crusade for empire titles. You can only crusade for kingdoms. So we would only be able to go after the individual kingdoms of Byzantium, which would be too long. There's no way we'd pull it off before game end. Alan's heir is a duchess. That means that when she's an adult she can rebel. It means if she rebels to get the throne, Alan can be deposed. This is a good point. She is the Duchess of Philopolis. We can't play as Alan. Female rulers only. Maybe allying with her and giving us 74k troops would help. It would indeed. Yeah, but I don't think we have another way of breaking the alliance with Alan. I think this is our only way of breaking the alliance with Alan. Can't help but hear greetings, mother, and the tone of voice used by yeah. Like, we're allied to him via marriage. We have no other way of breaking alliances when they're formed that way. Does completely ignoring his wars not destroy it? Well, that's the problem, is if we say I apologise, we will break the alliance. Which would then mean that we were still allied to Infanta Maria Adragotes. Or we could ally with her. Who's running the Mongols at the moment? Kagan Adenabol. Doesn't have a lot of prestige, which I think he'd need to be able to go for the Byzantine Empire. The main issue, this is a gamble because Alan will absolutely lose his wars. This ultimately comes down to whether we can negotiate alliances or not. Can we negotiate alliances? So we don't have defensive negotiations. I think maybe we need to push and get defensive negotiations if we're going to do this. Because it'll allow us to flip our alliances around and potentially, if needs be, if the Mongols attack, we can re-ally with him. You're on your own, Alan. Because we can't ally with her. Right, we need defensive negotiations. I think we're just going to push on it. Keep the crate with deceitful by all means. Yeah, we'll take a thriving Jewish community. We should be able to offer to join war because she would be part of our... Mongol invasion of kingdom can be run at established level of fame. Yeah, but I'm not worried about them going for kingdom. It was when they went for the entire empire that was the problem. One of my agents has acquired a deadly spider and arranged for a servant to hide it in Georgia's bed before dark. All they need is my go-ahead and she'll be as good as dead the moment the spider strikes. I hope you're not afraid of spiders, Georgia. And she's going to travel, so let's see if we can capture her. Excellent. Georgia is dead by the lethal bite of a deadly spider. The spider struck not long after she retired to her chambers, and although guards were called, no one could do a thing to save her. Wave your spiders if you have them, chat. Swear to fucking God, guys. I'm losing money here. Can you please fucking rebel? Technically we're still standing in his territory. That's probably not helping. You go there. You go there. You go there. Content is the least worst of those. Fucking rebel, you asshole. There really should be some kind of fucking time limit on this shit. Like, essentially, if an ultimatum hasn't been called in by a certain time... I mean, I don't have a reason to imprison him. That's the problem. If I had a reason to imprison him, I could. But I don't. But like, this shouldn't be sitting constantly. Like, there should be a point where they have no choice but to rebel or not rebel. Like, I'm not saying it should be instant. But like, there should be like a 48-month limit or something on it, so that you kind of go, after a certain point, people just, they're forced to rebel. What? No, go away. Did I promise to build you a search? No, Roddy died. Fuck. I'm gonna have to give it to you. We should probably try and befriend you, because that'll boost his progress on it. I mean, we might just try and murder the fucker, because he's annoying me now. Get murdered. I mean, he's running at stress level 3. Go away. I have my reasons for killing him. Kinslayer, whatever. I have my reasons. She is our theoretical possible heir, or one of them. I think Diligent would be way better. What is it you're actually after? A sturdy statue? Yeah, dude, have it. We want you to like us anyway, so... lose weight. Someone's been farting in our court. So he's close to forming a friendship, but not quite friendly. Fucking come on, this is just ridiculous. We definitely want Maria keeping paranoid. No, sadistic. Sadistic. Right, we've walled him up in our dungeon. Fucking teach him. Right, everyone else is getting murdered now as well. Let's see if they'll fire now. She is a trained healer. Do we need a trained healer? Probably. I bet you we don't have a court physician. She's also slow and only a herbalist. Why did I just bother doing that? That was a terrible choice. Oh, come on. Oh, we can apparently usurp the Duchy of Friuli. We should absolutely usurp the Duchy of Friuli. And we should give it to someone. Interestingly, Venice is a de jure part of the Byzantine Empire, not part of Count Emmanuel, congratulations, you are the new Duke of Friuli. Enjoy. King Geldwin the Flayer. He sounds nice. Let's repair some tapestries. Oh, come on. I'm just a girl standing in the rain asking you to rebel. Also no longer fat. Oh, they've just crept under the threshold. Oh, but at least we can disband everyone. Back home, everyone. Yes, it was entirely pointless. Don't ask. Does the King of France have a Body World exhibition? I suspect he may well do. Yeah, he's going to give me 300 gold, though. King Bartolomeu rises, looking awkward. From the corner of my eye, I notice my daughter Infanta Nunilla of the Byzantine Empire, swooning, clearly besotted by the king. Yeah, fine. Look, mate, you do know she's like a syphilitic nun, don't you? If you want to shag my syphilitic nun daughter, feel free. Thoughtful. I can get defensive negotiations. Maybe people should murder Alan. How are people not murdering Alan? We can kill your baby. It seems that the effort of my steward in the county of Roma have finally paid off. The local people have been persuaded by King Bartolomew's silver tongue and swayed by the prestige of my court. Faced with the discontent of the whole county, Pope Ioannis has chosen the path of less resistance and released Roma. The county now belongs to its de jure liege, myself. Well done. Oh, look at that. We've got Rome. We've got Rome. Which means we can just keep doing this. We can restore the Pope to Rome. Let's not do that. Anonymous gifter! Thank you for gifting a sub to Pangolin.
An anonymous user gifted a tier 1 sub to Pangolin.
Pangolin, eh? Hey Pope, that one's mine too. Gimme. Gimme, Pope, gimme. Gimme, gimme, gimme a Pope after midnight. Gimme, gimme Papal territory. Show me the Popery. Just fucking rebel, please. That's all I ask. That is literally all I ask. Just fucking rebel. I will kick the shit out of all of you. Just rebel. Please. I'm begging you. This would be a good one to rebel, actually, because that would allow us to set up our nephew as a king. King of Aragon. We give him the Kingdom of Aragon. Has the Pope still got Somerset? He doesn't have Somerset anymore. Oh, that's a shame, because, yeah, we totally would have done that. We'd have sent the Pope to Somerset. Essentially, he's going to have to give us all of his titles, because every single one of those is de jure for us. Did someone fall out of the faction? Well, we murdered the faction leader. Right. Let's try this again, shall we? Oh, just fuck's sake. Wankers. We will never be taking that decision. Oh, give over. There's no need for that kind of behaviour. There's absolutely no need for that kind of behaviour. I mean, for that, yeah, I feel like we just need to murder the Pope. Quite hard to murder. I mean, his cupbearer wants him. Is this just because we asked for Rome off of you? You take a few titles off the Pope. Few small titles off the Pope. Nothing he was really using. Apparently I have an alliance with King Sharia. Righto. I mean, they should definitely fire now. No. Australian or Kiwi trying to place your accents. That's my Londonness coming through. Fact. Someone cashed in a fact. That was a really good fact. I thought of a fact the other day and I was like, that is a really good fact and I should make sure I tell people. It was a really good one as well. It was an amazing fact and I've completely forgotten it. Which is really annoying. That's really going to annoy me now. It was a really good fact as well. I'll have to try and re-remember the fact. But here's a kind of reasonably interesting one. So one of the only reasons we kind of, or the reason we know so much about kind of Oskar Schindler and Schindler's List and the story behind that and everything else, or why it became so well known, is obviously because it became the subject of it was a book, you know, Schindler's Ark was the original book by Thomas Keneally, who's an Australian journalist who wrote the book on it, and which becomes the film, which is why everyone knows so much about Schindler, who up until that point was, yes, he was already righteous among nations, but wasn't really very well known. The reason that Thomas Keneally ends up writing a book about him is not because he independently kind of like was researching Holocaust stuff and kind of went, that's a really good subject to write a book. He was in the US just doing various journalistic bits, and his suitcase strap broke, so that the handle on his suitcase broke, and so he just went into a shop and the guy said, to like a kind of leatherworker shop, and the guy said, well, I can fix that for you if you want. Do you want to wait while I do it? And he said, yeah, sure, I'll wait. And the chap who fixed it, then they got chatting, and he said, well, what do you do? He said, I'm a journalist, I write, I write kind of history stuff as well. And he said, right, I've got a story for you. And the guy who was doing the leather work was a Schindler Jew, and he told him the full story, told him everything that had gone on, and he ends up being one of the characters in the film and book. But that's essentially, that kind of moment of chance is how that book ends up being written, from which the film is made, from which we all now know Schindler as a figure. Just to me, it's an interesting fact because it always highlights that, certainly if you're a writer like I am or others are, chance encounters can be incredible things, and you should always talk to people, because that's where it happens. So yeah. South London? God no. East London, mate. Fucking East London. I mean, you get the posh variant of my voice. This is my broadcast voice, so, which is not how I sound if you were to chat to me at a pub. Or indeed at PDXCon. If you're going to PDXCon, I will be at PDXCon. Look for the random British person, almost certainly wandering around in a Hawaiian shirt. And that will be me. So yes, if you are at PDXCon, do drop me a DM here or on Discord and we'll sort something out. We'll sort out a drink. How do I sound at GothCon? More like this than my natural accent, because it's mean to the Swedes to make them try and understand East London accents. Basically, when I'm abroad, I get very, very English. So I sound a lot more like what I sound like now. This is the legacy of me living in New York as well. So this was my New York voice. Because if you sound like an East Londoner in New York, they do indeed think you're Australian. Yeah, this is my BBC 4 voice. Right. That is never going to work. We need to lose some stress. Jesus. There we go. They're just going to keep popping around that rebellion total, not rebelling. Which is annoying. Ping that one to me, Rope Trick. DM it to me and I'll look it up. Annoyingly, we're still stuck in this fucking Bulgarian uprising war that he still has not killed off. Because Alan is an arsehole. There you go, see, he has invaded the Mongol Empire. Right. We have to help Alan out. This is what I was worried about. If he surrenders... No, see look, Emperor Alan keeps his titles. If he seizes it... Yeah, let's see, we've got to defend him. Because otherwise the Mongols just take over the whole lot. Or I don't think he keeps the Empire title. I think the Mongols have a special special war option which allows them to go to war for empires. He has no lands. We marry him matrilineally to our daughter. Their kids will inherit the Mongol Empire, the Byzantine Empire, and the Hispania Empire. I think that's got to be our YOLO option, hasn't it? Take a save? What do you think this is? Would Leroy Jenkins take a save? Did Leroy Jenkins take a save? No, he did not. No, he did not. I think this is our plan, you know. Because we can even land him in our kingdom. There's an interesting one. What happens if he's landed in our kingdom? No, because empire, we can't give him an empire, so he would break away. So we don't want to land him in our kingdom. We don't want to abandon our scheme, though, to murder Milia. Oh, actually, we can abandon that. It's just Alan's other daughter, isn't it? Yeah, you know what, Alan, your other daughter can live. This is more important. Or is it? Because that might be the thing that tips him over the edge. That's 4 months. We can wait 4 months. Right, pin you. No, we're trying to kill the Pope on point of principle. Fucking fire! Like, I'm literally not raising my troops to try and encourage you to fire. Yeah, murder the kid. God damn it! She survived the spider. Well, for that, I think you get to live. Kid, I see a bright future for you in my court. Yeah. Try and murder the Pope. So 4 years on getting that. Does that mean Maria's our preferred daughter again? She is, isn't she? Because she's sadistic. Can you not be betrothed to whoever the fuck that is, please? Absolute waste. See if we can murder him. Damn it, he survived. At least he knows we tried to kill him. No idea who you are, but I'm glad you're dead. Fuck, he got land. Oh, why did you land him? Doesn't matter, you don't need to give him anything. I need to fucking marry him, though. And ideally I want to religiously convert him. Max doesn't respond to the sound of the food dispenser upstairs. He can't hear it. If you're downstairs, you've got to be listening very carefully to hear the food dispenser, and he's on the other side of the room anyway. Right, he's just not going to do it because of the faith difference. So we'd have to do Jorgritu, who's a bleeder. Or we married a hunchback. We just then have to shag around to get a baby that he thought was his, but it isn't his. Because that's not going to be good. I think we have to go for Mergen. Kitty has departed. He has returned to the bed. Like, fucking rebel. Why won't you rebel? Her skill is merely decent. No, thank you. So that is main exercise for today, pretty much. Go away. Saucy readings. That gives us a massive dread gain. All of your unchaste courtiers and guests lose 20 opinion of you. Gain a bunch of learning. 300 intrigue and gain juicy readings. Yeah, why not? I am faced with Infanta Eleanor Velasquez of Aquitaine's sad eyes, which grow larger and more pitiful as her acquaintance Gomez gently hushes her towards my throne. Empress, he laments, the girl has been at Bartholomew's court with no one to watch over us since the death of her dear papa. Please look to her future. What can be done with such a child? Yeah, none of the syphilitic nun can look after her. 2 women claim that a baby boy is theirs. None of the villagers can stand as witnesses. Let's test the mothers. The old Solomon stuff. My lady, I represent the Basque people of the County of Santiago, states my guest Judicia. We are a devoted and faithful subjects, but our land is poor, underdeveloped, and scarcely populated. Please allow us to recolonize it and to administer it according to our traditions. Under your benevolent protection, our land can still prosper, and you shall gain a faithful new vassal. You are absolutely not getting the County of fucking Santiago. Yeah, that is the one where you can cut the baby in half. Who doesn't want to cut a baby in half? Just to see what they're made of. Time to sit down again, I think. Oh, about fucking time. Thank fuck. Right. Let's do this. Who is leading this? Duke of Leon. It is the Kings of Leon. Never liked their music anyway. That is army number 1. Go kill them. That is army number 2. Go help out. Go, 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 go! That fucking time Alan finished that war off. Right. Kill him. If we can keep slamming these around before they can group up, we'll get this. Another bunch down there. I think we probably want to maneuver back. Right. Speaking of... So Aldara has come of age. Alan's dealing with his stress. At this point, do we essentially have to turn around and go for Aldara? Yeah, after all the murder, it was the saucy poetry that pushed them over the edge. I think Aldara has to be our heir. I mean, this assumes they actually managed to win their war against the Byzantines, which they might not, because they're terrible at raising their armies in time. I mean, he's 5. The alternative was we marry Aldara to someone who's got really good traits and try and get her to pop out a daughter, and her daughter is the one we marry to the Byzantine Emperor. Sorry, to the Mongol kid, because the Mongol kid's 5. So we've got 11 years on him. If she pops out a decent sprog fast... Because at the moment their kids are not going to get great traits. Do we have anyone with good traits? We could marry her to Cassio. If we marry her to Cassio, that means in roleplay terms, we are getting the line of the genes of Genghis Khan back onto the throne, because Cassio is a direct descendant of Genghis Khan. And then what we're kind of banking on is getting a decent daughter out of it. And that daughter is who we then marry to the person we're going to put on the Mongol throne. Alan is the real problem. You can betray it to him now. Well, I can't because he's in prison. I think we do this, and then if Alan dies, that's not a problem for us, because if Alan dies, then we've got other options anyway. Pop out some good babies, please. Maria is who we really want to rule as. Like, Maria is fucking badass, and he needs to die. Oh shit, we're fighting a war, aren't we? I completely forgot. So they will try and break that siege. Lads, why don't you go over there? Passing through my court, I notice an unrecognised face approach me.
My fair liege, I am Assas, former courtier of your Chancellor, Duke Ordono. He asked me to present myself before you to partake in your court. He has also given me a letter of introduction that only you may read.
Then he hands me an enclosed letter. After breaking the seal, the letter simply reads, Dear Violetta, please assassinate the bearer of this letter, Ordono. Welcome! Come, have some poisoned, invigorating herbal infusions. So theoretically they out-troop me, but they just haven't got them... They're not getting their act together fast enough to do it. Right, defensive negotiations, and the person we want to get a treaty with is you, who is Prego. Outrageous. Stop being Prego. Oh, I'm at war. Fuck's sake. I think we need to go smack this lot around. Oh, hang on, we need to split up and get supply back. Go back over here. And you leave a besieging force, and everyone else go get supply back. Supply around here is terrible. You will be in supply there. Oh, supply. Okay, they're coming back for the siege. Right, everyone group up. So we've got to go dislodge them. I know we've got no supply, but... you could meat grind yourselves into that, I would be very grateful to all of you. He's a very good, but he's a boy. Can you not pop out some girls for me there? Do we call him Alan? He's a bit better than an Alan. Did someone just fucking council rights me? Who council rights me? Yeah, he's an Alain, because he's a bit better. He might be a Brian. Yeah, we'll go with a Brian. Non-Alan. There you go. I mean, in his defense, he is a very good Chancellor. But rules are rules. Really need to get some supply. You know what we are going to do is, because they're just bleeding stuff over here, let's get some mercs. Because the mercs will spawn with supply. Which means we can join them into that, and that's going to give them supply. And I think you are going to come this way and we'll disperse you round here. There needs to be like a thing that is split off enough troops that can get supply. Trying a hand culture campaign in the Kingdom of Nubia. Nice. Hire a culinary corps. It'd be nice. So now we join them in, and now they've got supply again. Look, not being funny, but if you're all going to stand there, I am going to yeet myself into you. Oh, one more month tick. Right, that'll do. Remember kids, CK3 wars are all about the supply. If you control the supply, you win the wars. Hello boys. They need to do something about meat grinder AIs. I like meat grinder AIs. Thing is, it kind of makes sense as well from a historical perspective. He died. Who was the dude who was our Chancellor? Oh man, can anyone remember what he was the ruler of? Because we need to sort his... Oh, he got usurped. Duke Ali. Yes, it is he. But not actually as we know him. What happened there? Right, well, we'll find out when someone else forces themselves onto our council. Look, you're merely decent. Go away. Duke of Valencia can have it. He's decent, anyway. Right, they're going for that again. Yeah, we'll be friends with that dude. Oh, we got to get supply again. We can catch some of them, we can meat grind them. You at least get a tiny bit of supply back when you do it. Right, we're going to spider kill him. A Han Solo run. See what you did there. Oh no, I lost a leg. I probably shouldn't be commanding my armies. Basically, at this point, our own death is more of a determinant on... Speaking of, we should take ourselves out of command of that army. Which is annoying, but... Our player heir right now is Alan, and it should probably be Violetta's, unless Alan's going to die anytime soon, and he absolutely isn't. We may be at the point where we disinherit Alan. Annoyingly, he's won his war against the Mongols. In this kind of wars, it's better to hunt down the enemy instead of sieging. Yeah, because so you can see I've kind of got a token siege force doing some sieging. But the big issue with this Liberty War as well is theoretically they could at any point have matched me in troop numbers if they'd managed to fully group up. So the biggest thing I've just been doing is trying to smack them around as long as I can hit them before they can group up. Because as long as I can attack them without them grouping up, they've been vulnerable. The issue now is we need to get some supply back again. They're going to loop round and go for him. But to be honest, I'm less concerned about that than I am keeping this force in the field. Which means we need to get some supply back. Supply wins wars. Because every time we're out of supply, we're losing troops. Yeah, they're going to get that just before we complete that siege, because they're arseholes. Divide and conquer and go home for dinner. Yeah, pretty much. Thing is, at this point we're on to the holding the objectives as well, and it does come down to occupations at this point. Because we're capped at 50%. Supply is killing us. If I can get a fully supplied army back up and running again, we can kick the shit out of them. Because the other problem is they can all independently get mercs. Gaining supplies, yeah, there is a dice roll chance that you will pick up a small amount of supply when you defeat another force. Now, you don't get a lot, but you do get a tiny bit. But I want another tick. So it's essentially a balancing act between... Oh, husband's dead. And that's going to crit stress us. I don't think there's anything we can do about it. We don't really want to eat our cheese. We'll take frozen grief, it's fine. I didn't even spot we had another fact. Chat, why didn't you tell me we had another faction about to spawn? Fuck's sake. Might as well take Grim to rule as our daughter's probably going to take over. What do I even keep you around for if you're not going to tell me when I've got another faction spawning? Oh, give over. Don't like doing it, but needed to be done. That was our fucking good steward as well. We can't use holy orders unless they're of a rival religion, and none of these people are of a rival religion. Alan wants an alliance again. I'm legit not sure at this point what we do. We do need a spouse. No, I don't want to do that because then we lose him as spy master. Congrats. Ah, so it can fail. Try again. Not a valid target due to you are the de jure liege but not the current ruler of the target county. Yeah, that's the point. We do indeed have Rome. We persuaded the Pope to give it to us. Because technically we are its de jure liege. Stop having boys! Oh, one over. Right, we need to get rid of something. What are we getting rid of? Maybe old Mado. Right, we need to get some supply back so we can fight this war. Do we want an alliance with Alan again? I mean, he successfully saw off the Byzantine Empire. Sancha's a witch. She'd be so good as our heir. She'd be so good as our heir. She'd be a brilliant heir. I mean, actually, no, she wouldn't because of those traits, but... Fucking Alan ruined everything. Also, that Pope needs to die. Right, I think at this point we're ending up as Aldara. I think that's kind of unavoidable. He isn't sadistic, which is annoying, but... I'm really annoyed at you, chat, for not warning me about this. I could have stopped this. Right. It's crazy how much Alan has fucked up our life. When you think about it. Yeah, we have about 165 years left. This Alan is beyond maximum Alan. That's what makes him more Alan. He's fucked our lives up by just being Alan. It's not that he's been evil. He's just been Alan. Right. So the reason I've disbanded them is it's going to take us more than 8 months to get supply back by the time we've moved them around and done everything else. So we're actually better off just disbanding them and then restarting them somewhere else. Duke Ordino becomes, who is our Chancellor and vassal. That's the Duke of Leon, who we dislike anyway because he rebelled against us. We definitely need an Alan emote. I'm just not sure what that Alan emote is yet. No fighting in the family. Alright, all their armies are wandering around up here. I should have noted down when 8 months was going to be. The thing is, he's actually fighting another revolt. So we kind of fucked up there. Alan absolutely needs to die. The problem is Alan can't die. If we could kill Alan, we wouldn't be having any of these problems. Is it too much to ask that we be able to murder Alan? Thing is, he was actually a decent steward. Right. Let's deal with him. Duke of Majorca's helping him out. I mean, there's a good bit of title breakup we can do here, which is useful. Another 3 months. Because we might as well just... It's essentially... There was no point keeping those troops up, gaining supply, when it's going to take them ages to get the supply up. And actually, we could have just earned the money in the same time. Right, siege train, go do that. Can everyone else not die of lack of supply, please? What did I just inherit? Did I just get Almeida back? Yeah, go away. Alan is just a really annoying pet dog. Now, is that because our mangonels aren't good enough? But you know what? I'm just going to send you straight onto their fucking capital. I don't even know where his armies are. Where are his armies? Has anyone seen his armies anywhere? Oh, they're all up there. They're all dying up in the field up here. Fair enough. Have fun. Should have reinforced your capital, dude. Everyone's getting supply down here, that's the main thing. Oh, yes. I believe that is what's known as a precision strike. Well, 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 kings. You seem to be in my prison. A precision yoink indeed. Right. I mean, that's the thing, is I really want her to be our heir. Oh, Duke Chill is always nice to me. Right, some people are about to lose realms. What I'm waiting on is to see what this baby is. Temujeni Aldarez. I think that pretty much guarantees that the we're going this. So that's the Temujeni. She is the what? Great granddaughter of Genghis Khan? Granddaughter? And the game's given her the right name. Great granddaughter of Genghis Khan. May you grow strong and rise. Well, I think that means we are absolutely 100%. Aldara is our designated heir. Alan's just had a boy. Who is the heir to the Byzantine Empire? Alan. Alan really doesn't like me. Alan, what did I ever do to you? He's a dwarf, we don't care. Cheers, Alan. So I'm still not going to... See, we will know when we're about to die. We will know when we're about to die. How old are we? 66. If we can make it... If we can make it for another 16 years, we could skip Aldara and go straight to Temujeni. When's the next cultural modification? The thing is, we need to not be Galician. That's the next cultural modification. 16 years would make us to 82. Yeah, but even if we could get to, say, 13, I could pull it off. You know what we need to do? Oh, and it gives us stress loss, doesn't it? It doesn't give us health. Do we have any stuff we can boost health with? I mean, let's be honest, we probably don't need to be wearing the chastity belt right now. So we've got the Scarab brooch equipped. Yeah, the ancestral avocados. We really need a better crown. If we equip the aged cheese, we get a health boost. Fertility plus 20% on that. Need a court physician too. Yeah, do we not have a court physician? Any other positions going to help keep us alive longer? Don't think so. Oh, you will lose weight more quickly. We're not fat, are we? If we can make it to Temujeni being 12, I can absolutely do this. Like, it's not the end of the world if Aldara takes over. But if we can get to Temujeni quicker, it's a quicker win for us. I'm losing weight, but I don't think that affects my health negatively. What we actually need is anything that will boost learning, because if we can get to healthy, that's going to give us more boosts. Male preference, isn't it? Why is that going to Alan and not her? Do we just need to destroy it? Oh, it's because he's still technically in my line at the moment. As long as we disinherit him before... Well, we can disinherit him now. We know we're going to do this. Alan, get the fuck out of my inheritance. There we go. Sorted. Right, we want anything that boosts learning. We had some artifacts for display, didn't we? Right, core artifacts. That's not useful to us immediately right now. That's monthly martial, which isn't helping us. That one's giving them... Our armillary spheres helping us massively. Is there anything else we've got that's going to boost? No. We've got a different book. Oh, the Basque book about books. Monthly learning lifestyle experience plus 30%. Sold. That's a learning lifestyle plus 5. Stewardship plus 10. Learning lifestyle plus 10. That's some serious fucking boosts. That's plus 50 a month. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Right. Sardinia and Corsica remains outside our realm. We can now remedy that because we just need to murder that kid. Because she's still our prisoner. I would like to join you to my service and get a hook on you. I would like you... Right, we need to give her a kingdom level title. And you need to die. How do I plan on skipping straight to Temujeni? Because she is still in my kingdom, and if the worst comes to the worst, I will just literally imprison her and kill her. Like when we know we're going to die. Aquitaine and Frallen are recently available. The problem is they're quite big titles, and I'm not overly convinced we want to be giving them out. In an ideal world, I'd much rather give her Aragon or Navarra. But annoyingly, because no one in this territory don't really want to trigger an entire new rebellion. I can imprison anyone who rebelled, yes, but I will trigger a revolt. And I think all the original arseholes will revolt. Because they can't join factions, but they can revolt. Don't have any other kingdom titles floating around that I'm not doing much with. I still hold Valencia. We might have to give her... Asturias. Do I hold Asturias? See you later, Taharas. Fuck is Asturias? I mean, I could give her Galicia. Yeah, I think it's only a duchy. I mean, we need her not to be ill for a start. So essentially what we want to do is marry her to someone that we give Aquitaine to. So that their kid will be of their dynasty and will inherit both Aquitaine and Sardinia and Corsica, and thus join my kingdom. Did we hire a physician? We sent out for one. I don't remember us getting an offer of one back. But it might just because we need them on pause. Osario is 66 and no longer likes me. That's a bad trait to have in a spy master. Violetta really likes us. Mind you, that's the duchy's penalty. Because part of the problem is we're in the middle of title redistribution. And we could just kidnap him. My fear is there's a good chance he inherits before we get that far. Find me someone who is crazy good at... And I don't care about inheritable traits. Too nice to marry you to an ugly dude. I will marry you to this Saxon dude. There's our physician. So I could appoint the Duchess of Granada. Who doesn't like me. Yeah, why not? Spella could be married to a random fertile Jimenez dynasty member patrilineally with forced partition. And what if she dies and is a... I didn't want matrilineal on that fucking marriage, did I? I fucked that up. Oh no, it doesn't matter. Absolutely doesn't matter. We don't care what dynasty their kids are, just that he's a ruler. So she is now married to him. Congratulations, sir. Have you ever considered being the king of Aquitaine? That can go to a local noble. That can go to a local noble. Yes. 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 Yeah, you're really sneaky. Have this crown and a job. Pretty much. His wife fucking hates me. Oh, we're still holding on to Latium. Which we kinda do need to hold on to. Could destroy the Duchy of Toledo. Do we just get rid of Toledo? I mean, the main reason we're keeping Toledo is for Toledo itself. Oh, just gives that men-at-arms bonus. Maybe we give that title out to someone. And we just keep hold of Toledo, which is going to annoy them, but... I do have the vassal limit problem. The vassal limit problem is going to disappear when we can get back to being Basque. Does mean what we kind of need to do with our next ruler is give out some kingdoms. We are kind of sitting on too many kingdoms at the moment. Anyway, King Geldwin the Flayer. Oh, can we not revoke your titles yet? Right, we've got to wait for him to lose that war. Maybe we should move him to the dungeon. Because if he dies, that's equally useful to me. I don't mind if he dies in the dungeon. Right, who else do we have in prison? You can get ransomed. No idea why the Duchess of Swabia is in prison. Did you rebel against me? Let's assume you did. Ah, there you go. That's where the papacy will go when we've finished with them. They will end up in Innsbruck. Zolan. Grant to a local noble. You, sir. Congrats. I mean, we might as well do that anyway, because that gets him out of the way as a problem, and he'll just go with whoever that title goes to. Welcome to the stream, Invejoso. You join us at the massive redistribution of titles after a war stage. Let's fix these while we're here. Right, who else is in our prisoners? We've got 38 frickin' prisoners here. You, sir, are absolutely losing your titles, because you did rebel against me. And you will get ransomed. We need to give that out to someone. That's part of Valencia. We could have used that. I didn't even think about that. It's fine. It's fine. The Holy Ski, yeah. Could you make Switzerland? I don't know. Is Switzerland a formable? I think let's set ourselves up with a Valencian, because I think that would help us a lot. How about we give that... You're over in the Duchy of Crimea. What if we... He's got titles already. You got claims but no titles. You're my grandson. Not of my dynasty though. Actually, you know what we could do is just give it to Non-Alan. Let's give it to Non-Alan, because Non-Alan's looking decent. Non-Alan can be the king of Valencia. Nothing can possibly go wrong with this plan. Absolutely nothing is going to go wrong with this plan, chat. He is the party king. He's just chilling out there in Mallorca and Ibiza and ruling the whole of Valencia. I assume we can negotiate an alliance with you. Don't want to grant that yet. Getting on pause. Grant, grant. Do that. Prisoners. Well, you just get ransomed now because you're no longer my problem. You are no longer my problem. You, sir, will be giving me that title back. And sodding off. And that we will grant to a Galician, just because we can. Oh, Jesus. Right. Getting there somewhere. We're getting somewhere now, chat. Do still hold too many duchies, which does worry me slightly. Yeah, for most formable titles, you need to be not an emperor. And unfortunately, oh, I'll say unfortunately, but we are an emperor. Who even are you? There's an awful lot of kind of like randoms in prison here. Let's get rid of some randoms. And see what we have left. See my rival? Prisoner and rival. Yeet yourself into the dungeon, my friend. You I'm just going to let go. You will just let go. You get ransomed. Hans! Hans, you can just go. You can go, Hans. Germanos. You can just go. Antoon, you can just go. Stop clogging up my dungeon. Baron of Sea, I don't blame you, dude. You were just doing what you were told. Title. Off your pop. Mergen. We still have the future heirs of the Mongol Empire in prison. Just saying. You can be ransomed. Oh, in your favour. Go away. Don't care. Yeah, fine. Give me a favour. that should thin down our numbers again a bit. Right, council. Dedo's fine. Infante's fine. You should probably be doing some conversions somewhere. Let's get rid of that remaining Waldensianism. We do need a new Chancellor. Duke Carlos is very good at it. Doesn't like us. Why don't you like us? Absolute Crown Authority. Why do we have that 45 for duchy penalties? We shouldn't have 45. We're only 2 over. We're only 2 over on duchies. We shouldn't have a 45 penalty for that. Is that a month tick thing? No, it isn't. It's saying we've got a minus 45 penalty for too many duchies. We should have a minus 20 penalty. It's 10 per duchy. Unless they've changed the maths on that. I mean, they all hate me anyway. Minus 15 per duchy over the top and minus 2 is the limit. You see what I mean? It's saying it's acting as if I'm only 1 duchy over the limit. Unless I'm missing a duchy that I'm not thinking about. Because it shows you the one that drives you over the limit. Only hold 4 duchies. Oh, it's showing... Yeah, we really need to get rid of Galicia. I think it's in our interest just to get rid of Galicia. I think... The problem is we can't make Andalusia our primary title because we've already changed our primary title. Because I think we give Galicia out. Because then we can move our capital to Cordoba. Cordoba. I think that's one for our heir to sort out. We just have to deal with the penalty for now. Right, who else is in prison? I mean, to be honest, maybe we just leave everyone else in prison. Leave them for our heir to deal with. Yeah, what it is it should be saying that we're 2 over. And it's not. Like, it's saying 1 too many held duchies, and that's not true. Technically, we're 2 over. Because we've got Galicia as well. Temujini's kid that we actually want to get one of those Mongol kids to have. Yeah, it's a sort of weird semi-bug. Because I can't demand his conversion. I can get a hook on him, but that's it. Let's give him some sweets. Grabiel is dead. He swallowed the bait. Oh dear, how sad, chat. How sad. That does mean that when he dies, Queen Iberia here is going to inherit. Because he is married to an old naked lady who is too old to have kids. Blasphemy 101. Thank you very much for the follow. And Swimscape. I missed that. Sorry, Swimscape. So as things stand, like an old pope is still causing problems. Uh, 300 learning, yes please. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Oh, if we can get healthy, we'll do this. 16 months. Yeah, it's truly heartfelt. That's fine. Blah, blah, blah. This is all going to kick off when I can start joining factions again. No, King Naked Wife can live. She's too old to have children. The moment he dies, and he's 63 and in poor health, she becomes queen. And they've already got a kid. So their kid is going to inherit both Aquitaine and thingy. What we could arguably do... wouldn't work for both titles. I was wondering if we probably aren't going to give them forced partition. And you can give us less taxes in return for it. Always good for our kingly subjects to have forced partition. I've got a hook on you, so I can just do it. The wind feels colder and the days darker. Shorter, quieter. The throne looks the same as the day where I first sat on it. The throne will always look the same, but I won't. It's time for me to prepare for the inevitable, and I shall commission an epitaph before I leave, so we can use it. Rest in peace. I'll use Castilian, because everyone's going to like me more. Now, oddly, I don't think that's a warning of death. I think that's just us knowing we're going to die at some point. 100% chance I gave 300 learning experience. Still in poor health. If we hadn't got maimed, I think we'd be alright here, because that's the critical penalty. Shouldn't really have let her lead people into battle, but, you know. For one glorious moment there, I thought he'd finally died. But it was not to be. He now has the Duchy of Cyprus. Honestly, if I can get her to 12, we'd be laughing. It's not the end of the world. She'd be a decent enough ruler. I'd just much rather skip straight to Temujeni if we could. Call a hunt. Gonna need to flip her to Basque, but that's fine. I would take 17 stress, that's fine. At least we're almost back under our direct vassal limit. Fix some stuff. We really need a better crown. If we can find someone to make us a better crown, I'll be happy. Consider the master. Sir, I feel you should join our court, and then yes, we will absolutely sponsor you. She has a claim on the Kingdom of England, but she can't inherit it. Someone is plotting to kill my husband. Oh no, how sad. Yeah, fine. Be a mayor. Why not? Good old Nunilla, our syphilitic nun sister who shagged around a lot. I mean, we are going to get whole of body here, I think. We are fine! Chat, we are fine. We are fine, chat. Look at that list of bonuses. Right, so when Scaly Dude and his naked wife die, Queen Ispella's going to inherit. Her kids will then inherit, which is fine. Enrique died gout-ridden, did he? Reusing materials. We don't really need the fine sword, so yeah, we'll gain reusing materials. Who's the best one we've got? Herman Exildo. Or we've got our son and steward, King Ali. I feel like you probably shouldn't have done that, you know. I mean, I might let you off. But I'm not gonna let you off. And it just gives it progress, doesn't it? And it gives it a success. I think it's worth the effort. Right, we need a marshal. Duke of Leon can have it. Because I am kind of thinking of succession. Well, you know, we're getting old. Maybe we've softened in our old age. Right, you little fuckers. It's the same mob that did it last time. Starting with the fucking Duke of Leon. Little shit that he is. But we can actually get him out of it. You are naked, sir. Can I suggest you stop being naked? Damn it! Now he thinks I should probably be overthrown. Fine. You should really drop out of that. There we go. Anonymous gifter, thank you for gifting a sub to bring in the revolution. Oh, we've got a crown and it's a good crown.
An anonymous user gifted a tier 1 sub to bring into the revolution.
That is a nice crown. I feel like we should name it the Crown of Violetta. Oh man, the Liberty faction are going to kick off, aren't they? Do we just give out Sicily, maybe? $69, nice. 70 technically, according to my count. Do we not have a King of Burgundy? Because that feels like that might be a problem. Because that's one reason we keep getting a lot of shitty vassal stuff going on here. You don't massively dislike me and you've got daughters. Why can't I give him the Kingdom of Burgundy? There it is. So I think we have had the point where just random duchies is fucking with us a bit. The excommunicated penalty is what's really killing us. Certainly not helping, anyway. Can I rename Burgundy to France? Well, we got Fralin. He is King Francis, though. I see what you're saying there. Kingdom of Francis. There you go. Francesian. Fucking Duke Karl of Lombardy is a shit. Right, you are now officially his problem. Oi! How are you the King of Valencia? I think you'll find Non-Alan is meant to be the Duke of fucking Valencia. I mean, he's got too many titles we want to get rid of anyway. Is he in the faction? Ah, annoyingly he isn't. Dude, chill! Dude! You were our friend. I mean, to be fair, we could make you the King of Aragon. Can't we grant you some vassals? Why do you desire the county of Barcelona? Who's got Barcelona? That's Duke Nissan's thing. Interesting, that's part of the Kingdom of Castile. How did that happen? Oh, is that because he's got Asturias over here? Alan will never die. Alan is immortal, just to spite us. Did mean we lost our cool steward, but you will do. Get you converted. King Chill should pop out of that now. So what else do we need to do here? Because we're approaching the point where we might just force it. The third Chill, yeah. A lot of this is because a bunch of people have picked up, like, he's got way too many titles. This is all because we failed to kill him. But some of these we can just arrest. Like, I think it might actually be worth us provoking this rebellion by arresting him. Because he will not accept, which means we can essentially know that he is going to instantly revolt. And then we just do some massive land redistribution. I think this is the crown of Violetta. Why is that too noun? Too long. And now it doesn't want to do anything at all. Nope, that will be a bug. Righto. Maybe use some of your schemes on killing off the forced partition vassals. It is an option. It is an option. Duncan Chudd! Thank you very much for the follow. Like, essentially we get that off of him, because that's going to sort him out a bit. So Fernando here is just shy of drifting out of that. Not that it really matters. I mean, the other thing we could do, which might not be a bad thing to do, is actually just to lower Crown Authority. Because we have enough renown, really, that it doesn't actually matter to us. I mean, no, we kind of want it there, though. This is part of the problem. We do kind of need to sort out our kingdom titles around here. That would help. I kind of want him to rebel. I think the question becomes whether we let that rebellion fire. The French Adamites are going to kick off at some point. That lot are all in prison. He's our friend, which is helping us massively, so I think we leave him where he is for now. To be fair, if we created some duchies here, so this is the problem with it, which is Toledo. If we set up a... We could get rid of Toledo. We don't really need Toledo. It's nice, but we don't need it. You are unlanded. You're his son and his heir, so we don't want to give it to you. Mafalda, you have excellent hair. I would like you to marry Herman Exildo. And I'd like it to be matrilineal. I would like you to get Toledo. We are then going to create the Duchy of Toledo. So I think part of the problem here is we've still got a bunch of counties just running around doing shit. You can have the Duchy of Toledo. The giant wasp in this built house. Yeah. Oh look, big fucking wasp. How fun. Just close the curtain until the giant wasp flies out the window. There we go. you.